when you're applying Tru Oil to the stock, the main difficulty or problem is getting it nice and thin and even all over the surface of the wood. You see some of the old gun stock refinishes, and they'll put it on with a finger, and the difficulty with that is it's alright if you've done 50 or 60 gun stocks, because you can, you know how to, the feel of the stuff, you know how to rub it in and get it as thin as possible. When you do it yourself for the first time, it's easy to let your finger slide over that, and you get an uneven finish, etc, etc. So the trick is finding a way of getting Tru Oil on, number one, so it's nice and thin and even, and number two, so that it's not got any bits in it. Now the bits I'm talking about, when I open this up, you see all these bits around the sides and the top. That's just dried and hardened Tru Oil, and it's the last thing we want in our finish. So, way to get around that is, number one, put a little bit of Tru Oil in something else. So I've got my Tru Oil separately, which I can use. The next thing is I'm going to make a pad, so I've just got some tissue paper which I can just roll up into a ball. Okay, and I've got some lint-free cloth. Now this is an old bed blanket that's nice and tightly woven. So what I can do is I can put my Tru Oil on the actual tissue paper, like so, and then wrap that inside the cloth. That means that the cloth forms yet another filter. That allows me to do it a bit like French polishing. You can press on real hard, and you can rub that Tru Oil into the grain. Okay, so that's the trick. It's got to be thin, it's got to be spread out, and using this technique you can build up numerous coats and keep them all nice and thin and even all the way over the gun. This is progress so far. As you can see, we're getting a nice sheen to it. It's got about 3 or maybe 4 coats on there, all done using the pad with the tissue inside. So what I'm going to do now is just flat it off with some nice fine wire wool, and then apply another coat onto what should be a much smoother surface. Okay, I've got everything nicely flatted off, so using my pad with the tissue in the middle, same routine. It's spread out the Tru Oil, get a nice thin coating. Last thing you want at this stage is any runs or drips or things like that, and you just spread it all out evenly over the wood. Okay, let's see what this looks like when it's dried. This is just to show you the finish out in the sunlight. Now this is straight from the last coat off the cloth, and you can see it's really nice and shiny. As soon as it's completely hard, I'll just buff it up, and that's that. So that's the secret. The thinnest coats you can apply